All right. Hey, everybody. What's up? Welcome to Comic Book Radio. I'm your host, Peter Cimetti, and this is episode 149. My guest tonight is HEX Allen. We're going to be talking about the influence of Nephilim on comic book storytelling. Should be interesting. He's got a book called Nephilim Squadron. I believe that the campaign may be closed, but that he is continuing the series, and we'll have another book coming along shortly. So we'll be talking to HEX tonight about that. Before we bring him on, let me say hello to those of you in the chat. We got Rachel Brinkley here. What's up, Rachel? Jaded One in the house as well. What's up, Jaded One? Bobo Ayami's here. Hope you're doing well. Ben is in the chat too. How's it going, Ben? Thank you for being here tonight. Grape Nuka Cola. What's up, Grape Nuka Cola? We got Tippy Tail McKitty here as well. What's up? The Beam Pad is here. How's it going, Beam Pad? AL in the chat as well. What's up, AL? Hope you're doing well. Andy Gogo's here too. What's up, Andy Gogo? What is that? You giving me the finger? You flipping me the bird? I can't tell what that is. It's too small. Is that just like a hello? On my monitor is looking so weird. I apologize, Andy Gogo. What Geeks Do Network? How's it going, What Geeks Do Network? Hope you're doing well. Ronan is here too. What's up, Ronan? How's it going, Ronan? That's Mike Smith, of course. Brian Suddenly Old is here too. How's it going, Brian? Tippy Tail says Hexco Motorsports is near me. Look at that. Hex Allen is here too. Says, hello, everybody. Look at that. And then Andy Gogo. Oh, okay, so it's like a... That's better. That makes sense. Although the other one could make sense too. You never know. You never know. All right, so without further ado, let's bring him on. The man of the hour, Mr. Hex Allen. What's up, Hex?
Hello, Peter.
This isn't an open mic show, Hex, where you can pretend like you didn't know you were gonna be the next called upon guest.
I was looking at the chat. Oh yes, I'm always part of the chat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me on.
How you doing? Thank you for being here tonight.
Oh, I'm. How am I doing? I'm trying to sit up properly to impress my chiropractor. I had some problems recently, and yeah.
Are they watching? Hello.
Probably not, but yeah. But they know I do this stuff. Yeah.
Have you been given advice
nice
about your posture to sit up properly?
Oh. Well, you know what? I think my X-rays gave me the advice. Yeah, it's pretty
That'll
serious.
Help.
Yeah.
That'll
serious.
Help.
It's like, wow, I'm not as young as I thought I was. I'm suffering from arrested development, but my body is just like we're soldiering on.
Time marches forward.
Yeah.
So you've got a book called Nephilim Squadron, and I've seen your channel. I know you know about Zechariah Sitchin, and I know you're interested in all these kinds of things and whatnot. But what kind of brought about that interest?
Oh shoot. I guess it's you could consider all of the interest in like ancient archaeology, fringe science, and paranormal. That for me, that started. It all really starts with a religion. Now that I think about it, and I've had some time to think about it after promoting this book, and I grew up a Southern Baptist, and religion. If you really read the Bible or the Torah, the Quran, or whatever,
practically anything, right?
Anything, the Bhagavad Gita, it all has a lot to do with paranormal stuff going on, and not
loaded
just,
with supernatural events.
Yeah, and not just a a gateway to a path to salvation or solar uh, you know uh, you know
Well, what's so funny about that, you mentioned paranormal. All of that stuff is basically just normal within those texts. None of it's considered necessarily jaw-droppingly weird. It's just like, that's what happened. This is how it went down.
They see it as the account, and I guess there is some allegory involved that may be added later on to. But when you go to like the source of like the Nephilim and Anunnaki, you're gonna go back to I started with reading Zecharia Sitchin, the author of the 12th Planet.
Yep.
And he published that book in the early 70s, and then he was influenced by a researcher and a linguist named George Smith, who was I guess he would call himself an Assyriist. He was interested in the ancient Near East studies, and he I believe he was the first to translate Gilgamesh and a whole bunch of other these tablets that they discovered in the early late 1870s, and so it that's probably when this started in this interest started in Western culture, from what I've researched over the years. But Zecharia Sitchin was like the first book I read about this kind of stuff, about the Anunnaki and the myth of creation, and how and why they're here, and if they're coming back with the planet Nibiru, planet X that revolves around the solar system every 36,000 years. It's crazy stuff, but yeah. And they call it the planet X. Nibiru. Yeah. It means the planet of the crossing, and it's symbolized by an X. So I guess that's why they call it planet X.
Yeah. Well, it's no matter what, it's interesting. And I find it fascinating just because of the fact that whether anything like that has existed, it's difficult to argue, if not impossible to argue, that at least celestial bodies all seem to have a pull on each other, gravitationally and otherwise, and that their influence, their alignment. Pluto and all the planets are not, according to what we're told, are not orbiting in just like a nice little pattern, in just equidistant from each other. And then there's other planets like Pluto, and Pluto's not a planet anymore, but it still has a gravitational effect, and we'll never forget that Pluto exists. And the curvature even of that orbit is not aligned with everything else. So as certain things do come along, whether planet or otherwise, into the atmosphere, well, not the atmosphere, but the gravitational pull of the planets, the orbits, etc., it's going to have effects no matter what, even if it's a slight effect. If we just get like a slight effect and a slight pull at something on some level of a planet, or our planet, forget it. Mm-hmm. But you can have drastic things occur. So it's interesting to me when stories like this are presented. And obviously there's been a lot of stuff with Sitchin over the years where there's certain kind of counter arguments to things, certain things that he didn't really, I guess, not that he didn't get it right in terms of him trying to go for accuracy. I think he was just trying to interpret whatever he possibly could. But there's been a lot of things that have come along. Yeah. But it's interesting to see how many of these kinds of cultures document this kind of stuff. And I think that's something that we look at today and go, there's no possibility of anything like that ever happening, ever existing, ever having an effect on X, Y, or Z occurring within the span of the solar system, let alone the galaxy, the universe, etc. But all these things do have these effects, and that's proven. So
it's proven with solar flares.
Exactly.
And the moon cycles. Yeah. It's all cosmic, and I always like to say we're just cosmic crumbs.
Oh yeah. Well, in the span of everything, man, who knows? Who knows? We're unbelievably important and unbelievably insignificant at the same time. But that's the great paradox of all of this, universally speaking, cosmically speaking. So for you, with the Nephilim part of it, what about that aspect is drawing you towards your storytelling?
Oh well, pretty much all of it. The overall story of Nephilim Squadron is really not about the Nephilim. It's just kind of a thing to draw people in, because that's it's kind of a sexy word for those who are into that sort of thing.
HEX, HEX, disappointing me, HEX.
No!
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
It's still about an ancient tale that's retold, a mythological tale. It's a different story. I don't want to give away too much, but it's more.
You've barely given away anything yet. Don't worry about giving away too much.
Okay, here's an exclusive. It has more to do with the beings from Sirius who associated with the Egyptians, rather than the Nephilim of the Sumerian tales. But the story is peppered throughout with like the different squadrons. They're named after different mythological flying things. Like there's the Nephilim squadron, and there's the Lung Ta squadron, which was the Chinese or Tibetan mythological creature. The flying creatures brings good luck. And there's the Quetzalcoatl squadron, or Quetzal squadron, and the Vimana squadron, based on the ancient Indian or Hindu the flying ship that supposedly dropped nukes on a region there, based on their ancient texts. So that stuff is in there, and it's in there for a purpose, because of for a story purpose. And I really cannot. All I can say is just enjoy the ride if you backed it, and I'll get there. I know how it ends. Yeah,
well, I would hope so.
I'm not going, by the seat of my pants on this.
All right. Well, you don't need to reveal how it ends, but how does it begin?
Oh well, it begins on a colonized planet, where there's a major nation on the planet that enjoys a dictatorship, and they enjoy riches through mining and other means, like creating drugs and what do you call it, like beautifying. What's the word?
Cosmetics.
Yeah, cosmetics. That they could only find in the resources of their planet, and so they're extremely wealthy. But there is this these creatures that start attacking their civilization, and to the point where their armies and their air forces are decimated, because these creatures keep evolving and getting more aggressive and becoming more human-like. So and then we start in the middle, where I guess where there's a third party, the Soul Interstellar Forces. They're like a Star Trek Federation type of organization, and they come in to help out this rich nation on this planet fight the battles against these aliens. But the humans are the aliens, really. So, hey, Rob Wilson. Hey, everybody, by the way, in the chat. How are you? Hey. I know, I'm kind of weird, but that's what you're going to get. And so the people of the SIF organization, the Soul Interstellar Forces, they have within their Air Force, they have the Nephilim Squadron, and it's comprised of our main characters, which are Teru, Jason, and Mecha, and they get themselves involved in this war between what's going on the ground eventually. And it just turns into a big mess, and there's a lot of self-realization, character arcs, political intrigue, hyper-violence, a little sexiness, a little bit of it all. It's kind of influenced by more like a heavy metal, like the British comics, and a little bit in manga. But I wouldn't say that it's my version of it. It's influenced by like a Macross, and 80s space operas, but I wouldn't say it's my version of that. It's a totally original thing, and everybody says that. I know. You read it and decide. Tell me.
Spicer says adult sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But not crazy adults, and not anything it's okay for I would say older teens.
Okay, so it's not like a mature book.
No.
No strong language or anything like that.
Yeah, strong. They get the F word in there, but, and
Okay.
some made up words. I'm kind of obsessed with language because my background as a writer academically. I minored in English in college, and I did a little bit of writing, editorially, professionally, but not like I haven't done my great American novel yet. But I just been working on this story for several years, decades, in fact, on and off, here and there, as I've been in other sections of the art fields.
What are some of the words? Can you give us one? One of the ones you made up?
Like a plugger, like a.
It sounds like some kind of British slang for something.
Like effer, you effer, you fucker, but plugger. But I still use the F word.
You used your one. You only have one F-bomb this show. You used it to explain.
The F word is evergreen, and that's in there too. Let's see. What else? Oh my gosh.
You plug in, use that word. It's, boy.
What? Is this a kid's show? Is this an all ages stream?
Yes,
here?
it's actually it's. You've never watched this show. You're on this show and you've never watched this show. Rule number one: everybody who ever wants to be on this show at least watch the show.
I have and I do, but not every single show. But I do know that
you're allowed one F-bomb. We do PG-13.
Did I say two?
Because otherwise it gets out of hand sometimes. Because some people it'll be every other word with an F-bomb. I don't want to hear that. I'm pretty sure the audience doesn't want to hear that. I'm not saying you would do that. I'm just saying that we got to establish some kind of ground rules.
I can be an adult. Yes, a real adult.
See, Buddha Bear,
grown-ass man playing comic books.
Buddha Bear, is it your birthday month? Is that what you're talking about? If it is, happy birthday month to you. Happy birth
mine
month.
too. Mine too. That's why
Oh,
I'm taking
happy
it
birth
easy.
month to you. Happy birthday. When was your birthday?
January 2nd.
Oh, wow. January
72
2nd.
years old.
Well, happy belated birthday. You're 72? You look fantastic. I don't believe it at all, but you look great.
Oh, according to my chiropractor, I'm 72 years
Yikes. Sounds like you need a new chiropractor.
old.
Oh, it's a little more. Bedside manner's a little bit better. Hey, you look like crap.
Brian
Don't you
suddenly
feel
old.
better? Not
He's
anymore.
asking, is Nephilim Squadron gearing up for a next issue? Yes. I mean, the next issue is written, but I'm still working on finishing the first volume, which is going to be over 80 pages now. I'm sorry. But I'm trying to take my time on the last 12 or so pages, the inking, and then I have to do the flatting and coloring. I might have to employ some help with that. So, so if anybody knows anybody who does Photoshop CMYK coloring, because I want to keep it consistent, and not the Clip Art Studio or whatever that thing is. Photoshop CMYK color. I could use some help with flatting. And then
So
the lettering.
so
and then,
you're looking for a colorist?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's been a while since I launched this campaign in August of 2021, and things got in the way. Things happen. I have to work. I have to do all this stuff myself. So now, yeah. But I've been trying to finish up these double page spreads. If I could just show these real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Earbuds. Okay. Here's one of a double page spread that you'll see in volume 1 of Nephilim Squadron. This introduces new characters.
Wow,
And,
nice, man.
These creatures here, you see.
Yeah.
These creatures here, they'll play into the story later, like in the later volume, around volume 3. And this machine here, oh my gosh, this machine here is what I call an ATD, an all-terrain destroyer. And you'll see, what happens after, in the pages after. And this is another double page spread. See, when I use my
these are
double
for the
page
next
spreads,
volume or for the one that's out?
This is still volume 1.
Okay.
It's not colored yet. What I like to do is for my double page spreads, I like to, add panels to them trying to keep the story compressed, instead of rather than make it like a big poster, I guess, would you call that a double page spread? Because it's more like the background, and then
It's still double. If it has to connect, I mean,
Yeah.
that would look awkward if you were to put it on one page and then you have to turn the page and then you see the other side. So if it has to still stay,
yeah. So
left,
that was
right.
that last one was the Nephilim Squadron. They were on their way to the party town. It's called Bonner's Dream. It's a series of islands, and anything goes there. It's and they're on their leave time. So that's when you get more into the character development and things start to turn there.
So for the main character
really
or
fun, yeah.
Characters, who are they? Who are you following along on this story?
Teru Kaufman, Lieutenant Teru Kaufman. He's a hotshot pilot, and he's a clone, and he's got his own personal desire to eventually he wants to find if he has a soul or not. He doesn't know because he's a clone. And other clones are like, don't worry about it, who cares? But he's different. Okay. He was manufactured on Mars, which by a special a shady organization, or I wouldn't say shady, but a shadowy organization called the Rose Bloom organization. And when I call it the Rose Bloom organization, here's a little bit of a spoiler that kind of gives you a hint of the Rosicrucian influence. So there you go, with alchemy, and it's like, see, the clones in the story are like created through alchemical processes, and they're not exactly clones. They're reconstituted from the DNA of people from way in the past, and they make one good one. So they're not like manufacturing a bunch of clones of one person, you know. And some of them are like people, historical figures, famous people. So it's interesting that way. You'll see as it develops.
So they've got clones of historical figures?
Yeah.
Can you give me one?
Richard Nixon.
They cloned Nixon. Why is everybody cloning Nixon? History's full of trillions of people. Everyone always clones Nixon.
Shakespeare, some lesser known people, and some people that are like in the recent history of this universe. So no one we would know.
Okay.
It's just like, oh wow, that's the pop star from like 100 years ago, which would be the 27th century. So you know, it's a world in its own. It's a world in its own.
Interesting.
Think of like a Jodorowsky sort of a tale, or a Mobius, you know, from Heavy Metal magazine, or okay, why can't I think of the the British company, the UK? Frick. Help me out, chat.
Who are you trying to think of? Are you trying to think of 2000 AD?
Yeah, 2000 AD. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, someone on Twitter said that about Nephilim Squadron, and I was very flattered. Thank you.
So are they Nephilim? Are they?
No.
No.
Oh, ironically, there are giants, clone warriors in it, though, that they've created to fight the El Savali alien, you know, creatures. So and they have and that's where you see them in that giant all-terrain destroyer. They appear in
well,
chapter
you
2.
do have a hybridization and genetic engineering and all kinds of other creative processes going on with beings. I mean, that's basically what Nephilim are.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to have like, specifically Nephilim.
They're I don't know, but according to like some of the is a Hebrew authorities, I don't know if they're how much of authority, but there's the controversy as to whether the Nephilim are actually giants or they were angels, and or they were actually it's a metaphor for men of power.
Well, that'd be weird if they were angels, because wouldn't they be the descendants? Wouldn't they be the offspring of such beings?
The Nephilim would be the offspring of the angels, right?
So they couldn't be angels. Yeah. They would have to be
Yeah.
the offspring of these extra-dimensional type beings.
Yeah. But then also, that leads to the question of, aren't angels androgynous? Do they have body parts? I mean, like lady parts, man parts.
Well, now you're getting into ancient astronaut theory in terms of that, because it turns into it's a bit strange. If we get more into if we get away,
and how do they become giant? How do they become? Are the angels giant?
If we get away, I guess, from Judeo-Christian kind of Nephilim, and then we focus a little bit more on Nephilim of Greek, Roman, Egyptian, etc. mythology. I don't think there's some of them that are giants, and there's some of them that aren't giant, and some of them that obviously possess certain abilities and powers and traits that look a lot like superheroes, for lack of a better word. So there's all kinds of things
Hercules
like that.
And Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff seemed to work its way into comic book storytelling. To the
I
mythos.
don't see it as like something that I believe in, or it's just something that I mine for stories, and and if I had a lifelong interest in this. So I don't know if I know there are evangelist types in this circle that are like Anunnaki, that they're demons or whatever.
That's
Demonic.
fine. That's fine. If they know that,
like,
that would be great. Everyone that knows that aliens are demons, that's fine by me. If they're all demons, that's fine. I'm very curious to see the evidence then that would say yes, they are definitively demonic, or not, or otherwise. Because I'm open to all.
The evidence is that we know nothing.
Yeah. There's a lot
I've had
of
many experiences. I've had
information,
like
misinformation, disinformation all over the place. We have one question though in the chat. We have one question though from Miki. Wants to know where where can we order the book?
You can't get it right now. Once I'm done with it, I'll probably have a second chance on Fund My Comic, or maybe on my own site, and then I'm definitely going to have something else that's non-Nephilim Squadron related on Fund My Comic coming up this year. More superhero related.
Did you want to name drop that? What's that one?
I'm starting first with this little thing called Arc Welder, and I know there's John Malin has a character called Arc in Omega Storm, but they're quite different though. Both have electrical powers, but mine is a woman, so it's quite different from Arc. And Arc Welder is she's I haven't quite come up with a storyline yet. It's more of like a percolating back here, up in here, and then I have other properties that I'm thinking of. There's this one called Born Freak. That's a kind of a comedy adventure, and another one called Project Sedona. Well, tentatively called Project Sedona, and then later on down the line, probably the last thing I do on my own is something I'm calling Inspector HEX. Oh, and also, and just to let people know, since we've got We've got some people here watching. 21 people watching. Yeah, so just want to let everyone know that I'm really sick of hexagons. I'm absolutely sick and tired of hexagons. I see them everywhere. So I'll be changing my handle eventually from Hex Allen to something else.
Where are you?
I swear to God, it
everywhere.
It drives me crazy everywhere you look. TV commercials, science fiction, every science fiction thing on TV or movies, there's hexagons in the background. People, and I understand that the hexagon is the, it represents the basic foundation of the circle, and the Metatron's cube, for people who know like a esoteric Kabbalah stuff. But if I could share something with you, I'm become obsessed with a different shape now.
So the hex was because of hexagon?
Yeah.
I thought it was like magic.
Well, that probably involves hexes too. But this here.
What are you showing me here? What are you showing me?
This is the latest, and this is the shape that where we place all the hexagons. It's like the what is it called? It's called the perfect mathematical.
Looks like a T-shirt-agon. I just see a bunch of T-shirts.
Oh gosh! Oh wait! I'm not prepared. Where I forgot the name of it. Does anybody recognize this shape? It's like the geometry.
You brought this to my doorstep, Hex, and you don't know the name of this thing?
Oh gosh, I forgot.
What Geeks Do wants you to go tetrahedron. Yeah, it kind of looks like a T-shirt puzzle.
Tetra-Allen. Yeah, I love tetrahedrons too. Anyway, fracking. I almost said the F word. Anyway. Sorry about that. Yeah, that pattern is like it's like this new mathematical perfect geometrical pattern, and actually you could see that in oh yeah, let me show you this. Stop screen.
I'm scared, Hex.
No, don't be afraid. Be stupefied. No. Oh crap! I can't share that. Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh yes, it's called the newfound mathematical Einstein shape that creates a never repeating pattern.
No one's gonna remember that. The newfound mathematical Einstein shape that creates a forever repeating pattern.
A never repeating pattern.
Never repeating pattern. They're gonna have to come up with a sexier name than that.
Anyway, what I did is I used that for the shielding in the fighters of the Nephilim squadron. If you look closely, you can see that pattern in there. No hexagons. That's my point. No hexagons. And the shielding is like it's dissipating. You see, is like from here. It's like it's not there, and then it's like it's very subtle.
They ain't hexagons, but I tell you, they sort of look a little like something else that I'm not going to talk about on this show.
No.
But hey,
crooked ones, I guess.
A gape, rather. But
I don't know. No idea.
Yeah. Hex. Okay, let's get back on the topic here. All right.
Oh boy.
Now I'm very disappointed that Nephilim Squadron doesn't have to do with Nephilims.
Oh, you know who's doing that though is Luke Stone. If you pick up Hybrids, Luke Stone's graphic novel, I guess he's got the floppies and the graphic novel Hybrids. He's also the creator and owner of Fund My Comic. Yeah, his story has to do with like Nephilim bloodlines on Earth in the modern day. But I didn't want to do that.
But you have so much. You have so many of the. There's all the verbiage is there. You're naming all these various things revolving around this kinds of subject matter. So why did you make that decision in terms of putting in all of that, the labeling and the nods to it?
Because it has to do with it's the story. It has to do with one of the characters who has created all of that. There's one who you haven't met yet, who's named all these squadrons that way, and the reason why you see all of that, and why one of the clones is special. It has to do with particularly one character, so that's why. It's not random.
Okay.
And it's a mystery, but it's not a mystery box. It shall be solved.
So Hex, in terms of this story, how big is it going to be? How many of these do you have planned?
There are 4 volumes planned. That would be 12 chapters in all. So there's 3 chapters in each volume. And that's it. It wraps up. It's not an ongoing story. It's a complete story.
When's the next one supposed to come out?
2025.
2025. All right. So you're funding this year?
No. I'm not going to launch for volume 2 until 2025.
So you're funding in 2025.
Yes.
Are you fulfilling the volume 1 right now?
Not yet. I'm still working on that. Those are the pages I showed you.
Okay.
Those that have to be colored.
Didn't you show? I thought you showed a book at the start.
Yeah, that's the first 36 pages. That's the preview one from the first campaign. The very first campaign was just a preview to show you in black and white what it looked like, and the current one from 2021 is late 2021. That's the full volume 1 in color.
When do you expect to get the volume 1 out to the backers?
Looks like March.
March. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So you're gearing up. You're getting close.
Yep.
Wow. All right. And do you have a website to direct them to so they could get in touch with you or see what else you've got coming down the line?
Not yet. No. I haven't worked on the website yet. No.
Okay.
Yeah, the hexisland.com is just my portfolio site.
Mickey wants to buy the
stuff.
preview. Is it possible for her to buy the preview somewhere?
We can work something out. Yes, she knows where I am.
All right. Well, you heard him, Mickey. You know where he is. Meet him behind the Chuck E. Cheese with a $5.
The dark alleys of X.
All right, Hex. Well, thank you, man, for coming on the show today. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure.
And Paul wants to know, Mickey, do you know where he is? Speaking of which, Hex, where can they find you?
You can please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll have more things coming out now that I'm getting out of my my birthday month mode. Yeah, so I'll be more social now. The holidays were just kind of a bear, and now that I'm starting to crank out the inks on the rest of these 12 or so pages. You can expect to see me more on YouTube, and on Twix.
On Twix.
La X, the X. I'm at Hex_Allen, and Hex Allen Productions on Facebook. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Oh, thank you, Shrek PMC. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I've got the link to your YouTube channel in the description of the show. If anybody wants to go subscribe, feel free. Other than that, thank you so much, Hex, for being here. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys for being here tonight, too. I just want to give you guys one reminder. We're extending the Alterna 18 years sale. We're extending that to the 12th. So January 12th is the last and final day to do that. That's because when we were trying to promote it and get it out there with our newsletter, we had a couple of hiccups, a couple of glitches, and not everything went out to everybody. So I want to give everybody enough time to participate before it would have ended on the 8th. Instead, now it's going to end on the 12th. So you can use code ALTERNA18, all caps, no spaces, and save 18% on your total order at alternacomics.com. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight and watching and participating in the chat. Hex, thank you as well. Really appreciate you being on the show tonight.
Oh,
and all the
pleasure.
best to you and whatever you got coming down the line.
Oh yes, you'll see. You'll be surprised and delighted.
All right, and maybe the next time I see you, you'll be Tetrahedron Alan.
No, actually, what I'm going for is Quantum Age Comics. Quantum Age Comics.
Quantum Age.
Nobody
comics.
take that. I haven't trademarked it yet. But god damn it.
Hashtag the Quantum Age.
Yes.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you guys again so much. Hex, thank you as well. And everyone, I'll be back tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern with RJ from the island. So I'll be on there with him. And again, 9:30, a special time tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern. See you guys then, everybody. Until then, have a great night and an even better tomorrow. See you guys.
Here's the Nixon.
Oh boy.